1039 LI News Radio.
Yes, we can.
People,
Yes, we can.
power,
I thought this was America.
and politics.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
With Fred Towle on 1039 LI News Radio.
Welcome back this sunny afternoon, Friday afternoon. Thank God it's Friday on Long Island, broadcasting live from Islip MacArthur Airport. You're listening to People, Power, and Politics. I'm your host, Fred Towle, here on LI News Radio 103.9. Our phone-in line, if you have any questions, comments, or news to report, is 631-451-1039, 631-451-1039. We just saw some breaking news that apparently former Suffolk County Police chief, I guess the chief of the police department, Jim Burke, had took a plea today in federal court, pled guilty. So that saga continues. And the paper is full of all kinds of news mentioning the primary and police fighting with union officials in New York City and all kinds of negative news. But we do have a really good positive story today to report. We happened to see a press release yesterday where an employee of the William Floyd School District was on her lunch break, happened to notice a woman was walking two of her animals, two dogs, near a marina area. And the next thing the woman noticed is the woman with the dogs disappeared. And yes, she fell in. And this woman was instrumental in helping her out and calling 911. And I'm pleased to welcome Cindy Lavorata from the William Floyd School District, an employee at the William Floyd. Cindy, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hi, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Apparently I need you in the water areas when I travel as well. So why don't you give us a little update on what actually happened yesterday? Your story is you're out having lunch and this poor lady fell in with the dogs.
Yeah, a lot of times I'll drive down to the marina there to have lunch. It's nice and relaxing.
Yeah,
and
beautiful area, Mastic Beach, no question about it. Been down there many a time myself.
I took a picture of the flooding because there was so much water from the storm, and I noticed a woman walking with her dogs. I was like, oh, what nice dogs. And I took the picture and probably took a bite of my lunch and happened to look up in her direction just at the moment that she was slipping into the water.
Oh, my God.
Well, that's kind of strange, and I'm like, this is not right. So I got out of my car. The one dog had walked up to my car. I started walking to where I saw her, and when I got there, both her and her other dog were both in the water.
Like physically in the water, not like on holding onto a boat? Or
physically in the water.
Wow.
So she was more worried about her dog. She please grab the dog. So I was able to get the dog out of the water and tried to pull her out, and I just couldn't. It was high tide, so fortunately she was floating high enough in the water that she could hang on to the top of the dock. But I said, I'm not going to be able to get you out. I need help. I have to call 911. No, the dog's the dogs. I said, the dogs are going to be fine, but you're in trouble.
We all worry about our animals and not thinking about our own safety.
Yeah. So I asked her if she was okay to hold on for a minute while I ran back to my car and got my phone, which I did. And the 911 officer said that she would, hang on the line until they got there. So I put it on speaker and put it on the dock and held on to her so she wouldn't slip back in. She couldn't touch bottom, and she couldn't pull herself out, and I couldn't pull her out.
Yeah,
so
imagine in the water. She got so wet with the water, I'm sure, and you're soaking in her clothes and coat and what have you. It probably was too heavy to get out of the water.
Yeah.
So you said you called the police, you called 911?
So I called 911, and they were probably there in about 3 minutes, although it felt like it was hours. But
a lifetime, I imagine, yeah.
Yeah, but the officer got there very quickly, and he was able to, pull her right out. Then the fire department came, and the animal shelter came to take care of the dogs. But she was more concerned with the dogs than she was about herself.
Yeah, and fast forward, obviously the ambulance took her to the hospital. She seemed to be okay, or?
I don't know. I mean, she was really cold, and she was pretty beat up on her legs and her feet from pulling herself against the bulkhead to keep herself, from going under.
Right.
And I guess pulling her out of the water, she got kind of beat up. And I think the cold is what really was taking its toll on her.
Yeah, some hypothermia.
Yeah.
Well, that lady was a very lucky lady that you decided to have lunch yesterday down by the Mastic Beach Yacht Club. There's no question about it, that.
Yeah, looks like.
So you're a neighborhood hero and a hero at the William Floyd School District. That's great. Congratulations. And
Thank you.
Thanks for being in the right place and at the right time. And most importantly, for acting. Most people might have thought the woman walked away and not bothered even looking over there as to what happened.
And if I hadn't been looking in that direction at the moment that she went in the water, I might have just thought that maybe she, walked back to her house with the dogs.
Yeah, and pulled out of that area. She was in the water, and there was obviously nobody else down there, so she was in a bad spot at a really bad time. And as God would have it, luck would have it, you were at the right place at the right time.
I was meant to be there.
Yeah, well, Cindy, congratulations. We're always really happy to report such great, news where we have a local community hero now that, jumped out of the car and leaped into action.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate you calling in today. Try to have a great day, and I will make sure I reach out to the superintendent. You should get a couple paid days off over there at the William Floyd School District.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, you have a great day, and congratulations.
Thank you again.